Communication in science is very important. Once you've done an experiment and you've collected data, you've made the bar graph, and you've done everything you can, and then somebody comes up and asks you, what happened? What are you going to do? This is where you got to get good at communicating what happened. There are two steps, pretty much, in answering this question, what happened? Number one is presenting evidence. Evidence is just the data that you collected during the experiment. And number two step is reasoning. Reasoning is the part of explaining what happened and why it might have happened. For example, if we were to do an experiment where we were to put an egg in some water and the egg sinks to the bottom, and we collect that and we write that data down, and then we were to take the egg out and we were to put salt in it, we were to mix it up inside the water, and we put the egg back in the water, then the egg starts to float, and we take the data and we write it down, and then somebody comes up to us and said, okay, what happened in the experiment? We would take that data and we would present it as evidence. We would say, this is the data we collected, and this is what happened. I said, okay. And now we would have to explain and reason as to why it happened. We would say that, well, the egg, it would be more dense than the water by itself, but when we add the salt, this water becomes more dense and the egg becomes less dense than the water, so the egg floats. And that would be the reasoning part and the explaining part. That part tends to be the harder part to do, because it can be difficult to be able to properly communicate ideas and reasons as to why things happen. So we practice with experiments and with watching other people do it. So it is very important to be able to do this. There's some great people who are able to do this, though. A fun one to watch is Neil deGrasse Tyson, of course. He's able to explain science stuff, even to kids and stuff like that, in a very fun and pretty good way. But at home, conduct your own experiment, collect the data, and when somebody asks you what happened or how did the experiment go, present your evidence and a reason as to why that happened. Why what happened. And you'll become a scientist. Bye, Science School.